So how can we persuade management team to invest on more resources from the internal team so that we can be able to come up with something that works rather than let the system collapse along the way and then inviting somebody outside to come?
Right. So I think the thing is, we don't need more resources, but we need to use our resources smarter. The second thing is, we need to stop telling stakeholders we're going to do something different. We just have a different conversation. Every learning and development leader I've seen who's been able to move to a more performance and data-driven learning and development function didn't ask for permission and didn't tell their stakeholders that they were going to do something different, because it doesn't take something massively different. So you imagine if you're the stakeholder, you say to me you want some training, and I come and I say to you, Ha, brilliant, we're going to do something different, Ha. So we're not going to do the face-to-face training that you all like and what you've just asked for. I'm going to do something different, and it's going to be digital. I'm going to say to you, Ha, no. I've already told you what I want. So, but imagine the conversation differently. So you're the stakeholder. You say, I'd like some training, and I say, brilliant. Okay, what would you like to achieve with your training? And I go, oh, okay. I'd like, I don't know, something that sort of gets everybody's level up again. And you go, brilliant. Okay, so gets everyone's level up again. Could you just explain that for me? Just unpack what specifically. So what are people doing now, and what does the next level look like? Right, so you're taking me on the journey, and you're going, oh, I like this, having a good conversation, and then I drop a bomb and go, what are the consequences of not? Like, what if we didn't do anything? What would be the cost? And they go to you, oh, well, that's we can't even think about that. I think the bottom would fall out of our business. And go, oh, okay, so where are we now? That's your way of saying, let's have a look at the data. So there are ways of doing it, but you have to be tactical. So the way of looking at this, and this was a beautiful phrase that was given to me on my podcast, the Learning and Development podcast by Anne-Marie Burbidge. And she says, when people ask for training, I ignore that. What I hear is, I need your help. And so I go down the path of, yeah, brilliant, you want my help, but I don't tell them that I can't give them the training. But all I want to do is find out as much as I can about what they actually want help with. Right, so that's the conversation we're having. The stakeholder thinks we're having a training conversation, and you are finding the best way you can possibly help. Now, there is this, what is not being said here is the expectation that the stakeholder might expect some training is being delivered. And I'm not saying that it won't be delivered. But what I need to do is figure out what's been promised, what the expectation is, what the actual performance that needs to be affected is, and how quickly I can get to the people who are responsible for the work. So the way that I'll do that is so by talking about the consequences, I've got the data. And then I'll say, is this everyone in your team? Because it looks like from your data that it's just your customer support people. And they'll look and go, well, I do want training for everybody, but what we're talking about here is just for the customer support people. Go, brilliant. Okay. Is it for all the customer support people? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. And it doesn't matter how long they've been working at the organization. Everybody needs the same. Go, well, it's mainly the newer ones, maybe the ones who've been here 12 months. Okay, brilliant. Do you know what? I think I could actually start making a difference immediately. Do you mind if I take a few of them away to start having a conversation? Because I think that during that first conversation, we could actually start making a difference. Then they can inform what's going to be in the training that's made available to everybody else. And then what we could do is we could do a digital element so that the newer people coming through as well are prepared for. So you can see all the way, I've not said no. Right, I've not said that this is going to take longer. I haven't said I need to do analysis, but I've taken my stakeholder on a journey from can you deliver training to can you show me the data to can I have access to those people immediately, and all the way through I'm getting permission to get more and more and more information. So by the time so I've not said yes or no to any of it either, but by the time I finish with those that first group of customer support people, I reckon they're going to be better equipped, and I'm going to have loads more information. Then I might go back to my stakeholder and say, I think I've got it. How about I deliver something half a day for the first 6 weeks with these different groups, but also I blend it and I give them other information. Now, really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them digital resources that mean whether they come on the training or not, that will improve their performance. But you've asked for training, and I'm not going to take that away. And what I want to aim at is that the stakeholder eventually says, well, do we need that face-to-face element, or are we okay? Because it seems to me as if because if it's their idea, then it's likely to stick. So what I'm doing, I heard this phrase used once by a connection of mine. His name is Alex Moyle, and he's in recruitment sales. And he says the best way of unpacking a problem is consider it's like trying to take jammed paper from a photocopier. He said if you pull it, it will rip, right? But if you guide it out gently, responding to where it's jammed next, then you'll take it out intact. And that's what you're doing with your stakeholder. You're not ripping it out. You're not leaving it or ignoring it. You're edging it out bit by bit, because ultimately you want to have that whole piece of paper in your hand, and that way everybody's happy. The photocopier isn't jammed anymore, and you still have that piece of paper. So with this, your stakeholder still believes they've got training, they've had a better conversation and more informed conversation, so they truly believe that their problem is going to be addressed. And employees themselves, like I did with that broadcasting company, will get together much, much quicker than they would have if we were designing training, and feel as if things are improving almost immediately. So that is win-win-win in all regards. But learning and development too often think that they need permission, then they need to sell a new approach, then they need to get buy-in. It's like, for goodness sake, you might as well not bother. So that's the way that you do it, and make sure that everybody perceives that they've got what they wanted.